Everybody, it's Anna. Welcome to the Thursday card for this week's tarot story. So today we have a major arcana card, which means we're being offered a life lesson, and it is the Lovers reversed. So the Lovers is a 6 card in the major arcana. That means I connect the number 6 to feeling in harmony and integrity. And this card, it came to us reversed, but when we turn it upright, we see that it shows to a man and woman in a scene that seems reminiscent of the Garden of Eden from Hebrew scripture, which is basically the beginning, the beginning of creation as told in the Hebrew scripture of two humans being placed in a perfect garden where they're being invited to live in harmony and integrity with each other and with creation and with God. And there's an angel sort of, stretching its wings over showing the blessing here. So when people see this card, they often think it's about partnership or about romantic partnership, which I guess it can be. But I actually think this card is just about partnership with integrity, partnership that doesn't ask us to compromise. In other words, it's partnership that invites us to be our whole selves and actually encourage us to be more of our whole selves rather than changing or adapting who we are to match someone else's expectations, right? So it really is about feeling like you're in touch with your own inner compass, and the people around you also recognize your spiritual inner compass and they support you in that. So this card came to us reversed. And what this suggests to me is that we're being invited to look at where there might be a lack of integrity within ourselves. If there is a lack of integrity in our outside partnerships, there's also a lack of integrity somehow internally. And when I say lack of integrity, I don't mean that we're lying. I mean a lack of integration, which means we're kind of broken, where pieces of us are broken off. We're not all in the same place. We're not all focusing in the same direction. So I talked yesterday about the 9 of Wands reversed and how that what can happen in the 9 of Wands or in the Wands trajectory is we're full of passion and inspiration, but often because we're so inspired and the mind, the intuition is very inspired, but the mind has questions or has doubts or that kind of thing. A lot of times, because we don't quite know what to do with that disintegration between the mind and intuition, we ignore the mind and we just push past it, right? That's a very common strategy for people who are in their early life of intuitives. You don't want to get stuck and you don't want to not do the fun things, so you ignore the mind, right? But the problem with that is the mind is still worrying. It's still running, right? It's still running at its paces, and you're losing energy there. So it's not sustainable because the mind is a part of us, and we can't have multiple voices arguing different things and still have integrity. It weakens our journey, right? So what this card suggests to me in connection to the 9 of Wands reverse, which is where we got stuck right there at the end, is that there are different voices within ourselves that are not going in the same direction. And instead of ignoring that and just trying to push, like picking the voice you want and ignoring the rest of it, we want to bring all of our voices, all of ourselves into the same focus point, kind of using the same compass so they're working together. Because the truth is, it's easy to think of the mind as just being troublesome, like it's just negative, or it's arguing, or it's nervous, instead of realizing that the mind, not only is it losing energy for us when it's nervous, but also the mind has lots of really important gifts that if it doesn't know how to be on your team, it doesn't know what you're looking for, you lose those gifts. The mind is a problem solver. It's a communicator. It interacts in the world in a very specific, like focused way. And that's what you get. If you get the mind and intuition to work together in integrity, you get those gifts back. So not only are you not losing energy and the mind being ignored, but now the mind is offering you these gifts. So this card would suggest to me the focus here is on looking at where there is a lack of integrity within ourselves. And you can recognize this when you feel like if you pay attention, you'll notice, I want to do this, but what about this? You'll actually hear the debate in your own head, or you'll feel the debate. And so you start, you stop, you start, you stop. That's a sign that there's at least two different voices, probably the intuition and the mind, arguing against each other, and that we need to help them come together in order to establish integrity. So both of them feel like they're able to show up to bring their gifts to the table, and we can sort of walk in harmony and the strength that comes with integrity. That's today's card. See you tomorrow for our last one. Bye.